Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Is My Co-Host a Dumbass? Today we have a very special guest, Jalen Luna. Come on in. Don't be shy. Come on.
Hey man, that's the right place.
Nah, that's the right place.
Sure.
My co-host is definitely a dumbass. He didn't come up with an intro for this week, so we had to improvise.
I mean, we always improvise, man. So yeah, what is this? What are we on? 13 now?
Right, we're on Unlucky 13. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, 2 tears in a bucket. I was gonna finish it, but I don't want to. Welcome back to the 3rd installment of the WhattaPlay podcast. Shut up. The 13th installment of the WhattaPlay podcast.
So we have the Paul George episode. We have the Odell Beckham episode.
The Hotel Beckham. I'm a fan of Hotel Beckham.
Sure you are.
Remember that one girl on Twitter years ago? She was like, I love Hotel Beckham Jr. I was like, bitch, who?
Yes, you tagged me to me many moons ago.
Many moons.
Look at you doing the water. I'm so proud of you.
It's actually hand sanitizer.
Yeah, to wash out that dirty mouth of yours. We got children watching, sir.
Well, who told them to be up past their bedtime? Go to bed. Shoo shoo.
Do your homework. Don't be doing little TikTok dances. Anyways, y'all.
Quit.
Oh, okay, I don't even know what I'm talking. Yeah, anyways, y'all. Episode 13, WhattaPlay podcast. As always, the co-host Jalen Luna here. As always, co-host Jake Fuster here.
AKA Vanilla Bean. AKA Your Mom Loves the Flow. AKA.
Yeah, mine. And before we start, man, I want to send a shout out to my Pittsburgh Penguins, division champs. We're gonna go win another cup this year. Gonna get, y'all see it, 8-7. Said the kid gonna get a 4th cup, putting him up there with Gretzky, because I'm pretty sure Gretzky has 4 cups. So yeah, shout out the Pens, man. All them haters over there down there saying, y'all ain't gonna make the playoffs. Crosby is washed. Philly's gonna win the division. But look what happened.
I don't watch white people sports, so. That said, I am repping the Steve Smith Carolina Panthers / Baltimore Ravens shirt. We don't talk about that. You be quiet.
Showing the man titties, huh? In 4K. It got you in 4K. Beat me more often than beat your. This is a family show.
Whoa, what you talking about beating for?
Alright, so anyways,
let's get into it. First of all, I do want to send my condolences to the younger brother of Tariq Cohen, yes. He unfortunately passed away earlier due to electrocution. I also want to send my condolences to the younger brother of, he played for the Longhorns.
Oh yes, Jack Ellinger.
Yes.
That one definitely kind of was somewhat personal to me. I mean, as you guys know, we live in Texas. I'm not necessarily a Longhorns fan. I kind of support the team. I used to wear UT stuff when I was younger. I was a little kid. I didn't know any better. But
kind of like when you were a Jets fan.
Well, yeah, that. But, me personally, I'm a Sam Ellinger fan, so to hear that about his brother, it definitely sucks. For those who don't know, Jake lost his father when he was in 8th grade, and now to lose your brother, you don't wish that on your worst enemy, so definitely thoughts and prayers and our condolences to those 2 families. And that being said, last week, NFL draft, last week the
NFL draft, we did a little draft recap / mock draft. Did not really fall in the favor that we thought, but we're not going to get into that right now. Let's get into who our teams respectively drafted and who was our favorite and least favorite pick. Co-host Jalen, if you would like to go first, the floor is yours.
Oh yes, the floor is mine. I've been wanting to play for so long. So very prestigious.
You've been wanting a floor as long as you've been wanting a girlfriend.
But yeah, so the Arizona Cardinals, they mainly went defense in this draft, which, if I'm being honest, defense was a big necessity for the team. So that being said, our first round pick, we drafted Zaven Collins from Tulsa, kind of a Swiss Army knife of sorts. I don't know why you're laughing.
You know exactly why I'm laughing. You know who you wanted before all this before the draft
team
happened.
projected to pick him didn't even pick him.
I know.
So, I mean, I'm not even mad.
You were at the time, though. That's what makes it funny.
Anyways, so we got Zayvon Collins in the second round. Definitely a pick that it honestly shocked me, to be honest with you. Rondell Moore from Purdue, definitely a nice little slot receiver to add to the offense. But that being said, we're probably going to end up cutting either Christian Kirk or Andy Isabella, either or, since we got Rondell. And then we have, hey, you remember that guy from Florida who threw the shoe last year?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we drafted him. Yeah, so we got Marco Wilson. We drafted him as well. Besides that, guy's a pretty decent corner. Obviously, corner was a big necessity on our defense, so we got some corners. And then we got Victor Temuki J. I butchered that name like crazy. I know I did. Again, another linebacker. Can't go wrong with linebackers, especially when you're trying to build on a defense, trying to make it, elite in the league. Next up, we have Ted Gowan, a corner from UCF. Corner, defensive back. He plays defense. A lot of people saying that guy was a big steal for us. So, all that talk is talk. I'm hoping, come next season, this guy backs it up. Next up, we drafted safety James Wiggins from Cincinnati. Again, another player that a lot of fans and analysts said was a big steal for us to pick up. Again, possibly put him alongside Buda Baker in the backfield. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, we drafted Michael Bennett, a center from Penn State. So, like I said, overall, what?
I'm going to borrow this real quick. Don't worry, I'm not going to do nothing bad with it.
So, overall, like I said, mainly defense for us. You really can't go wrong. We only drafted like 2 offensive players. So, in terms of, I guess, my favorite pick out of all the Cardinals draft picks, I'll probably just go with Rondell Moore. Really our main flashy offensive players. Obviously, a lot of people know of him from Purdue, but injuries kind of sidelined him the past couple of years. But injuries, that can always be something that can be fixed. I feel like, he'll be a great slot receiver in our offense. And, look who he gets to learn from. 2 of the best receivers of this generation, in my personal opinion.
If Fitzgerald does not retire.
Yes.
That said, on the...
Well, I guess you could say 3, because, even if he does retire, it's not like he's going to, go into hiding or whatever.
And then you still got A.J. Green there, too, so, yeah, I guess. That said, on to the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens had a stellar draft, in my opinion, with their first-round pick. They went ahead, the first of their 2 first-round picks, they went ahead and selected receiver Rashad Bateman, which was very surprising to me. I figured he would have went earlier than, who's the guy that got drafted by the Giants, the receiver, Coleman?
Kadarius Toney,
yeah. That's how much I don't care about that guy. Sorry. But anyways, Rashad Bateman fell to the Ravens. He has the potential to be our number 1 receiver. That said, until he puts in the work and can prove that he has that potential, that title still belongs to Marquise Hollywood Brown. The second of our 2 first-round picks, we drafted Jason Owe, which he actually goes by Daffy, and I may be butchering that name, but he prefers to go by his given birth name. He is a pass rusher, which obviously the Baltimore Ravens needed pass rush. Matt Judon and Yannick Ngakoue left in free agency, so that sets the tone for that, and we'll see how that translates into the season.
I honestly wouldn't blame him. You talk about how bad Baltimore was growing up. I'd be pretty scared to play.
Okay, but Yannick Ngakoue went to the University of Maryland, and
that's in College Park. That's nowhere near Baltimore.
He probably made some trips down there. Besides the point.
Look, I'm pretty sure he did, because besides Baltimore, what other cities do y'all have in Maryland?
Sir, there are actually multiple cities, but we are not going to get into that on this podcast.
That's Texas.
The only good thing Texas has is a Lexus.
Sir, there are some younger viewers there who probably don't even know who that is.
Don't Google it then. That said,
They don't listen.
sir, are you sure you're not the one with ADHD on this podcast? Because you keep interrupting while I'm trying to present to the audience.
It don't work with me.
Okay, anyways, with the first of the Ravens' third round picks, because we did not have a second this year, we traded that to the Chiefs, we selected Ben Cleveland, and Ben Cleveland is a big man.
You know who else is a big man?
Me, shut up about it. I like pasta.
Oh, we know.
How's your girlfriend doing? Zip it, bucko.
Remain humble. You taught me that.
You're right. Okay, so Ben Cleveland, big man, has the potential to be our starting left guard on day one of the opening season. Jalen over here looking like he's got murder on his mind. Surprise pick for the Ravens in round 3. Brandon Stevens really threw me off track considering he plays defensive back, but he's only played the position for a few years. That's our high risk, high reward pick. So we'll see how that plays out. He is going to be rocking number 21 this year. None are some of the other stellar corners we've had. Ladarius Webb before he got injured, and Chris McAllister, severely underrated. Another surprise pick. I didn't think we were going to go with 2 wide receivers, but we did end up drafting another wide receiver in Tylan Wallace, which I think he's going to do big things for us, along with Rashad Bateman, Hollywood Brown, Devin Duvernay.
Listen off these names like these guys are elite. Most of these guys are second, third year receivers.
We'll see. We'll see. How are the Cardinals doing in the playoffs, big fella?
At least we got elite receivers.
Listen, I never said you didn't. You got one, and his name's DeAndre Hopkins.
We have 2. You forget AJ Green went to a couple Pro Bowls in his day.
AJ Green is washed up, sir. You said so yourself.
Hot take.
Okay, anyways, back to this. We selected Sean Wade as well, which I believe is another DB. And then we drafted Dalen Hayes, another pass rusher. Can never have enough of those. And then a surprise pick to me, I don't think we really needed it, was drafting Ben Mason, which is just like a fullback, which we already have Pat Ricard, which like you said about your guys, Swiss Army knife, the first round pick the Cardinals had. Pat Ricard is that for the Ravens. He's played fullback for the past couple of seasons, but when he first came into the league, he was playing D-line in addition to in addition to playing fullback. So he's very versatile. Co-host Luna, that said, who was your favorite pick from your team's draft class and your least favorite?
So I kind of covered again. I said Rondo was probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
My least favorite probably. Hold on, I'm gonna have to go back.
Not a problem.
Lovely weather we're having today, huh?
Lovely weather we're having. We have a thunderstorm coming in.
Oh yes, we love bipolar types of weather. All right.
She make it clap.
So in my opinion, my least favorite draft pick was probably Michael Bennett, only because he is a center. But we did acquire Ronnie Hudson in free agency, which was I believe the top ranked center in free agency.
I think he was the top ranked center at the time in free agency.
So I mean,
how's Nick Mangold doing?
You leave that Legends name out of this. He was a good man.
I know. The Ravens wanted him like 2 years ago and wouldn't leave Ravens reporters alone about wanting him. And then he retired, and I was like,
"Wait enough for Nick Mangold."
We're not what?
Y'all ain't worthy enough for Nick Mangold.
Damn.
Y'all really aren't.
Damn, that shit hurt it.
Good, but yeah, Michael Bennett. I mean, again, we got us him in the offseason. I don't know much on this guy. Maybe they could probably put him in another position on the O-line. But for what I can tell from this draft, obviously we covered a lot of defense, which again, big necessity when your head coach still thinks he's at Texas Tech. He wants K1 in the offense to score 50 points, but his defense is going to turn around and give up like 49 points. So addressing big needs on the defense, again, very, very, very much needed.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've said the last show that we had, that we have the potential to have a top 10 defense in the league next year. I'm still going to stand by that.
Hot take?
Obviously, all these guys, they gotta put in the work on in training camp, off season, all that good stuff. Staying healthy is the main one.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I'm gonna stand by that statement. So far, I really can't be mad at Steve Cohen with his draft. It could obviously have been a lot worse, but
I feel it. And that said, on my end, I think my favorite pick from the Ravens draft class is Rashad Bateman, obviously.
it's because he's somewhat of a big name.
Yes, that's part of the reason, and it's because he's a receiver. And Eric DaCosta said that the Ravens weren't going to go ahead and draft receivers with our picks, but, smoke screen. It's always like that come draft season. Sorry, we're having a bit of technical difficulties here on the WhattaPlay podcast. We do apologize for that.
Alternate set.
Yes, we're in one of our 3 alternate sets. We do have to switch locations. I do have family coming in for a family event, so I do apologize about that. That said, back to business. Rashad Bateman, my favorite pick. My least favorite pick is Ben Mason. Why did we need another fullback? What the hell?
Who knows? Like you said, how Pat McCarr was a Swiss Army knife.
Life has many doors, Ed boy.
I can't think of a reference from Ed and Eddie off the top of my head. But yeah, so overall, what grade would you give the Ravens draft this year? In your honest, non-biased opinion.
B+.
B+?
Yeah, I think they reached on some picks.
Alright, that seems fair. I would give Arizona a solid B. Mainly because majority of our draft was defense, but like I said, obviously we're trying to build something in the desert. They're trying to make me, happy watching NFL football for the first time since I was in 6th grade. So, yeah. More NFL news.
That said, do you remember that guy from them Allstate commercials?
You mean State Farm?
State Farm, they're all the same and shit. Nah,
Not really, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I was thinking of Chris Paul. I meant.
That's State Farm too.
Shut up.
Aaron Rodgers might be leaving Green Bay.
Oh no. No more discount double checks.
No, he's gonna be doing Mile High something. So
yeah. So the speculation is that Aaron Rodgers is unhappy in Green Bay, and Ryan.
Speculation. Real fans have been knowing this for the last couple years.
I know this as well. That was a segue for something. Ryan, you can be mad if you want, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't have many weapons outside of Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. You keep your quarterback happy, you get him weapons. Obviously, the Cardinals are doing that with Kyler Murray. The Ravens are attempting to do that with Lamar.
Haven't I been saying that about the Packers for the past couple of years?
Yes.
Don't piss off Aaron Rodgers. Keep Aaron Rodgers happy.
Yes, and this is why Ryan wants to step on your cojones now.
I don't know. I feel like, you always get on me about my sports takes and all that. I was right about Cam Newton last year. I was right about Aaron Rodgers this whole time.
You were right about Cam Newton. What exactly? Because he actually had good numbers up until he got COVID, if you want to go there.
Yeah, then the rest of the season, he didn't do anything. There were numerous players. Lamar got COVID last year, and someone put up elite numbers.
You admitted it. It was a trap.
Because I'm not
The
biased.
fire rises.
But anyways,
the speculation is that Denver is going to be the team to acquire.
Basically, the Broncos are the front runner to acquire Aaron Rodgers. Yes, John Elway isn't the GM no more, but he still has his association with the Broncos. He still loves his white QBs. Aaron Rodgers isn't really tall. He's like, maybe 6'2", 6'3", I guess.
I don't know. I don't like to speculate height.
Yeah, so you're still going to get your white QB. But what sucks, though, about that
They're going to bench your boy Bridgewater. That's kind of racist.
I'm about to say, the only bad thing about that is, once again, Bridgewater's going to get passed over. It is, honestly, it is what it is. I don't know if Packer fans, they're on suicide watch.
Listen, I am also...
like 30 years that they're not going to have an elite quarterback.
Well, that said, I am also a Packers fan. Obviously, y'all know this. This isn't a secret. I have 2 teams. I have the Ravens for the AFC. I have Green Bay for the NFC. This isn't the first time this has happened within the Packers organization. There was a man by the name of Brett Favre who left Green Bay originally for the Jets back in 2008. And then that didn't work out too well. He had a one-off season with them.
Yes, a one-off season with the Jets.
Yeah, and then he went to Minnesota, which that's frowned upon because you went to Green Bay. You didn't believe, but then you went to the Purple People Eaters, and it was a big
Purple
thing.
People Eater.
Yeah, that's a nickname for the Vikings.
Yes, I know this is a nickname for the Viking. Over your head. But anyways, Derek, can you name me the quarterback that was in Green Bay before Brett Favre without looking it up? Like don't pull out your phone or
I
nothing.
can't. My phone's.
Don't ask to borrow my phone. Can you name the quarterback that was in Green Bay?
No, honestly, I cannot with you, to be honest with you, because I didn't start watching football until 2011.
Yes, but like...
It doesn't make me a fake fan.
I never said that, but I was saying you could have at least done your research. It's a wonderful thing called Google.
Then tell us, oh wise one, who was it?
I'm not... Well, you know, since you want me to...
Oh no, see, he's using Google. You
I'm not
hypocrite.
a Packers fan, though.
You hypocrite. He is a hypocrite. I stand by what I said and I mean what I said, brother. Part of me wanted to say Matt Flynn, but I know that's wrong.
God, no. Matt Flynn's probably like a little kid.
Best backup quarterback. Yes, there's some bias right there.
Dan Majkowski.
Mike Wazowski.
That was the starting quarterback before Brett Favre.
Yeah, see, I bet we could have asked Ryan.
That was about 30 years ago. So Green Bay has been kind of spoiled with elite quarterbacks the past 3 decades.
Yes.
So now y'all gonna... Because let's be honest.
Jordan Love season, baby.
Do you have trust in Jordan
No,
Love?
I do not.
And then now the speculation that Devontae Adams says that his future in Green Bay will depend on what happens with
Come
Rodgers.
to the Ravens, Devontae.
No.
We have seafood.
So do a lot of other places.
And body. Yeah, but Maryland seafood is superior to other seafood places.
I mean, y'all gotta have something besides Under Armour, I guess.
We got dead bodies in the lake.
So does other places in America.
Okay, but we're better, so.
But yeah, so I mean, honestly, man, just to wrap that segment up, Packer fans, y'all probably gonna be down bad if Rodgers either leaves, if he just straight up retires, or y'all probably gonna be watching Jeopardy for a while.
Oh, I got something to say too. Terry Bradshaw, you can take his opinion and shove it.
Terry Bradshaw also has 4 rings though.
Yeah, I know. Don't care.
And more NFL news. Hey, you heard Tebow back, bro?
Tebow time, baby. Tim Tebow is expected to sign a 1-year deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But he is not coming back as a quarterback. He is coming back as a tight end. He had a killer mentor in Aaron Hernandez, though, didn't he? Yes, that joke was stolen from Twitter, so let me give my props there. But it was funny, eh?
Yeah. But anyways.
Damn, fell on deaf ears.
But anyways, yes, as we all know, we got the notification while we was at work earlier today.
I was off today.
It's a figure of speech.
Off today, too.
Okay, it's a figure of speech, though.
I know. I'm messing with you. Damn.
But yeah, so Tim Tebow, he is going back to his hometown, Jacksonville Jaguars. For those who don't know, Tebow is originally from Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Me being, still a Tebow supporter, I wouldn't know that. But then again, you look at it like this though. The man hasn't played professional football in 8-9 years. He's 34. In football years, he's up there.
He's up there in age, definitely. That said, the Ravens also acquired the tight end that the Jaguars had, so he is potentially replacing Josh Oliver in Jacksonville. That said, also though, why is it so easy? And no hate to Tim Tebow, because I like the guy too. But why is it so easy?
I think most people that hate on Tim Tebow are probably Florida State fans.
Potentially. Why is it so easy for Tim Tebow, and this is a rhetorical question, by the way, for Tim Tebow to get a job back in the NFL after being out of action for so long? But you look at a guy like Colin Kaepernick, who we don't know if he can still play or not yet. But You give them a chance,
You
give
want
them
to
a
give an
workout.
answer to that?
No, that's why I said it was a rhetorical question.
Can I just answer it though?
If you want, go for it. I know it's because of the race and political things.
It's not even because of that. I mean, you look at Tim Tebow. Yeah, he didn't play. He hasn't played professional football since I was in middle school. But yeah, you look at Tebow. He's still in shape. I mean, he played minor league baseball for a couple years, but that's still the whole staying in shape. Keeping up with your daily habits, so to speak. He basically just didn't, just sit on his ass for the last couple of years. So
I mean,
that's coming from. Now with Kaepernick,
I don't think Kaepernick.
I'm not taking nothing away from all the stuff he did off the field, but let's be honest. During that time, besides the whole his workouts or whatever, trying to get him back in the league, when have you heard of Kaepernick actually doing anything to really prepare his body to get back in the NFL?
Well, that's the whole workout regimen of it all. You can't really prepare yourself for the NFL if nobody's going to at least give you a workout.
That, but what I'm saying is Tebow was doing this still on a daily. Kaepernick probably wasn't sticking to that same regimen the last few years. And that's all I have to say about it before somebody gets butthurt. There's going to be somebody. It's 2021.
Listen, it's 2021. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. If you don't like what we have to say on this podcast, go watch the Weenie Hut Juniors podcast. I'm sure they got some.
Watch the I'm Athlete podcast. Nah, bro, they had Dale Jr. on this week's episode. It made me smile.
All right, that's it. What's our next order of business?
So we're still sticking with the NFL thing. So this Wednesday, they're going to reveal the schedules. I don't know why they're releasing them so late because me and you, we kind of wanted to know when our teams are playing and where. Any predictions, I guess, to how they're going to lay it out?
I don't really have predictions on how they're going to lay it out so much, but I can tell you which games I'm looking forward to. Assuming Aaron Rodgers is still in Green Bay, Ravens versus Packers, I always look forward to that, whether it's preseason or regular season. Two of my favorite quarterbacks in Lamar, Ron. Ravens versus Chiefs. Yes, the Chiefs do have the Ravens number. I will admit that. But that game is always exciting to watch. It's usually in prime time, fun to watch. Both games against the Steelers. I'm looking forward to that. And then...
What about the Browns?
I was actually just getting into that.
Because a lot of people are saying the Browns...
The Browns and the Ravens are the two favorites to win the division. And the Browns are... Nothing taken away from the Browns. They got a solid roster. They got my boys Jarvis and Odell Beckham down there. They got Chubb. They got Kareem Hunt.
You're forgetting that quarterback?
They have Baker Mayfield, which Baker Mayfield did earn my respect last year. Still don't think he's better than Lamar, but...
That's why I'm not a Browns fan. I'm not doing the Baker versus Lamar.
No, we're doing a Kyler versus Lamar podcast, and I can't wait to demolish you with those stats.
I mean, whenever I was to sleep at night, besides looking at your dusty Ravens Super Bowl towel hanging on your wall,
cuddling with my girlfriend, but she's not here right now, is she?
Oh, she's not.
Yeah. Anyways, looking forward to the Ravens versus Chiefs. We've already established that. Actually, looking forward to seeing how Joe Burrow comes back from his ACL tear as well. What games are you looking forward to, co-host Jalen?
Yes. So me personally, the Cardinals play in probably the most competitive division in football. So all 6 of our division games, I feel like going to be must-see TV. I won't be surprised if at least a game against the Seahawks will be on Sunday night. If at least a game against the Rams will be either the game of the week or, let's say, Monday night football. I'm also looking forward to the game against Dallas because that's in Arlington. I do plan on going to that game. So I'm also hoping that game is somewhere around maybe late September, early October. Well, then again, we live in Texas.
You gonna be able to get off with the type of job you work now?
Oh, I'll find a way.
Better tell them your gerbil died. I don't know.
But yeah, so obviously those are the main ones I'm looking forward to. Overall, 17 games, so we get an extra week of football.
Oh yeah, they're 17 now.
I'm also looking forward to seeing how Justin Herbert progresses in year 2. I'm looking forward to see how Baker progresses, kind of shut everybody up about him.
Mm-hmm.
And just in general, it'll be real interesting to see all the new draft picks, how they pan out, how Trevor Lawrence does, how Zach Wilson does. It'll be interesting to see how those guys pan out. And
How the receiving corp's gonna do this year, how your defensive players are gonna do, all that good.
Yeah, so obviously a lot more reason to be excited, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up going to the Super Bowl again next year.
He's got a good chance.
Might possibly get that Rodgers-Brady Super Bowl.
Yo, I mean, I'd love to see it.
We would love to see it. All right, so that's enough NFL talk. That took up a good chunk of the podcast. Now we'll go into some basketball news.
We're playing basketball.
Yeah, your team might be playing basketball for much longer this year.
You love to hate on my team, but
yes, I do.
You are a bandwagon.
How am I a bandwagon?
Sir,
This is
you
my
root
goal.
for the Spurs, and every time they're down bad, you're like, me. And then you go hop on Luka's you know what.
Can I not have a favorite player, sir?
You can, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to call you out for it.
Oh, I have a favorite
We
player.
know where my favorite player is at.
On the roof? Yes. So at the time of this recording, the current Eastern Conference standings are as follows. Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee have all already clinched spots in the playoffs, so they're obviously guaranteed spots. The Knicks at 4th. Who would have thought? The New York Knicks.
Nobody.
Stephen A is having the time of his life on first take right now.
Yep.
The Hawks 5th, definitely kind of a surprise to me. Seeing the Hawks, solidly in the Eastern Conference standings. Miami's holding on to that 6th spot, and the reason why that's so important is it's the same way in the West. 7 through 10 is the whole new play-in tournament. So currently for the East, 7th seed is Boston, 8th seed is Charlotte, 9th seed is Washington, and 10th seed is Indiana. So, just going off of that, I guess we'll kind of cover the play-in tournament since the first 6 seeds are most likely all but guaranteed. So we got Boston, Charlotte, Washington, and Indiana. So out of potentially Boston versus Charlotte, who would you give the edge to and why?
Boston.
Why?
They're just a more competitive team. They have more of a history. I know one of their star players just tore their ACL and is out for the season, but who did Charlotte have? Charlotte has what? LaMelo and Kemba plays for them still, yeah? Or no?
Kemba plays in Boston.
Oh, shit. Whatever. He used to play for them. I'm behind on basketball.
But so basically 7th through 8th. Obviously for Celtic fans, they're kind of down bad this year. Not on so the season hasn't really been your typical Boston Celtics season to where you're usually high up in the Eastern Conference standings. I don't know why you're laughing. Lakers ain't doing so hot this year either.
Yeah, but neither are the Celtics, and that brings a smile to my face because I know your daddy's a Celtics fan.
Yeah, because the Celtics don't exist no more.
Okay, and?
But yeah, so obviously Boston it's mainly been injuries. Granted, that's the main culprit to a lot.
Same with the Lakers. LeBron was out, AD was out, Kuzma sat out.
Yeah, but when your fan base
Schroeder sat out.
Dennis Schroeder.
He's a key asset to that team. Let's be honest. I helped up Quinn Cook last year.
Yeah, then again, I kind of get you. But so, if it were to be Boston versus Charlotte for the playing spot, I honestly have to give the edge to Charlotte because they seem to have Boston's number this season.
Mm-hmm.
Boston really hasn't been complete. As much as I don't like LaMelo Ball, him and the Hornets have been balling this year. And
You don't like any of the Ball brothers.
I honestly don't. But looking like this though, if the Hornets make the playoffs, we get to hear more of the Hornets announcer. Miles Bridges, my goodness! Oh my God, PJ Washington! I think he's still there. And so in the second playing game, we would have the Wizards and the Pacers. Now, Russell Westbrook, let's be honest. Take nothing against
Russell Westbrook, as we speak, is currently 1 game away from breaking the record for most triple.
Broke it, yeah. I think he either broke it or tied it yesterday.
Hey, I thought that was tonight, but if it was yesterday, congratulations. If not, I'll send your congratulations for right now. Personally speaking, we said it's the Wizards versus who?
The Pacers.
Well, my heart's with the Wizards.
Bradley Beal, I believe he's still injured. So
I believe so.
His status for the playing game might not be guaranteed. But basically, from the way I've been viewing it this year, Westbrook, this is kind of one of those meh years, I guess you could say. Kind of just cast away to DC.
Mm-hmm.
People kind of forgot about him, but then Westbrook proved why he's still Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook proved, not taking anything away from Bradley Beal, because obviously that is one of his other star players.
That's the only other star player in DC.
Yes. And I think, but Westbrook proved he doesn't need a lot of help, unlike a former player who seems to be going from super team to super team these days, but that's besides the point.
So, potentially Wizards versus Pacers. Who would you
Wizards, just because of my bias.
I'll have to go with the Wizards too. I'm not gonna lie. So that's the current East standings. Now in the West, 1 through 5, they've all clinched playoff spots. So currently number 1 right now is Utah. Who would have thought the Jazz would be a 1 seed in the playoffs? Probably for the first time since Malone and Stockton.
I'll put my hand down. I was joking.
So,
Screw you, Karl Malone.
Yeah, we don't mess with Karl Malone around here. Shout out John Stockton though. He went to Gonzaga.
Only Malone we mess with is Post Malone.
Yes. So Utah is the 1 seed. Phoenix is the 2nd seed. Now, if you would have told me before the beginning of this season that Phoenix would be doing as well as they did,
I did.
I think I said they would probably be 4th or 5th.
Yeah, I think I said like 3rd or 4th as well.
But no one thought they would be among the top in the West. I mean,
let's be honest. Most people thought it was going to be the Lakers or the Clippers as front runners for that.
Yeah, we know, but they're not. But that just goes to a testament. Devin Booker, a lot of people feel like he's still disrespected. He's finally getting the respect that he deserves. I really have nothing against him. It's just the whole I don't go for UK players because I'm a Louisville fan. But playing wise, he's finally getting the respect that a lot of people feel like he deserves. Chris Paul, MVP candidate, definitely one of the elite leaders in the NBA. It just seems like, he was in OKC last year. That a lot of people thought the team was left for dead. They almost won a playoff series last year. He goes to Phoenix this year. A lot of people didn't expect him to do much, and there's a good chance that they could possibly be playing in the conference finals this year, if I'm being completely honest. So Phoenix is 2nd, Clippers 3rd, Denver's 4th. They've been playing great basketball, even though they don't have Jamal Murray, but they do have MVP frontrunner and Nikola Jokic. We'll talk about the MVP race,
Kobe,
in a little bit. And the 5th seed is the Mavericks. Obviously, y'all know I'm a Luka fan, so I really don't have to, speak on him. He lets his play do the talking. The refs need to leave him alone, though. I'm getting kind of tired of him, getting teed up and all that stuff because they don't leave him alone.
Referees are BS in most official sports. We know this by now.
Yeah, well, it just seems like this year the NBA refs, just in general, are just terrible.
Well, think about the replacement refs we had for the 2012-2013 season. They sucked too.
Yeah, so 1 through 5 in the West, all but clinched. Portland is currently hanging on to the last guaranteed
That's the
spot
6th
in
seed,
the West.
right?
That's the 6th
And I
seed.
think the Lakers are 2 games behind?
They're in the 7th seed, but since Portland beat the Lakers this past
They
Friday,
own the
they own the tiebreaker. So 7 through 10, Lakers, Warriors, Grizzlies, Spurs, Now, a lot of people already talking about potentially LeBron versus Steph for a playing spot. I already know you're going to go with the Lakers to win that game.
The Lakers are fully healthy, I'm going with the Lakers. If LeBron or AD sit, I'm giving the advantage to the Warriors.
Well, let's be honest. I'm pretty sure Frank Vogel isn't going to even... Frank Vogel, he will not sit AD or LeBron. Granted, yes, if they are healthy. If they're still not 100%, because LeBron's saying how... Oh, I'm still, my ankle's still messing me up.
Well, LeBron's up there in age.
Yes, but he's also is held to a higher standard compared to every other athlete in professional sports. I mean, I've kind of grown him like Brady. I mean, besides, the football player, off the field, he really isn't that bad of a guy.
Oh, but I can't hear that for LeBron. Okay. Maybe.
Oh, well, yeah.
Maybe you'll grow to appreciate LeBron's greatness one day, Jalen.
Yeah, probably more than likely won't.
I mean, you bought his shoes. That's a step in the right direction.
I'm still not acknowledge. I still want to acknowledge Brady as my GOAT.
Brady's not my GOAT either. It's Peyton Manning.
But anyways, so you're going with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
That game would be hard to decide because obviously look at Golden State. It's basically been Steph carrying that team for majority of the year.
Yep.
And you have, I believe the second best player on that team that year has probably been who? Andrew Wiggins.
I think so.
I mean, nothing against Wiggins. That's still my guy. I still got love for Wiggins. But granted, yeah, if it was Steph, Clay, and Draymond, it'd be a totally different story.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like since Curry has kind of been proving that he can carry the team this year, because there have been points where he dropped like 30, 40, 50, 60. I think he dropped like 70-something earlier this season. It was his career high.
Yeah.
So Curry has proven that he can carry the team. So in my honest, non-biased opinion, I'm also going to have to go with Golden State only because I just feel that Curry himself will probably carry the Warriors into the playoffs. Now, Memphis versus San Antonio. Let me put my phone down for this one. The Spurs, you're doing what the Jets have done, what the Jets did to me majority of my life. Y'all are hurting my feelings. Yes, I grew up being...
You have feelings?
I grew up... yes, I know. I realized I grew up, watching 5 championships. I grew up with the big 3. I grew up with my team literally making the playoffs the whole span of my entire life until last season. DeMar DeRozan, I honestly won't be surprised if he leaves in the offseason. I feel like he will.
Probably.
The young guys, I just, they show flashes of, potential, yes. Obviously, DeJounte Murray, Keldon Johnson. But it just comes down to the whole Pop just doesn't care anymore. Now, I think the game against the Celtics we covered, I think that game happened after our previous podcast where the Spurs blew a 30-something point lead to the Celtics and they lost in overtime and Tatum dropped 60. Yeah, that was damn near the tipping point right there, man.
Bold of you to assume Pop doesn't care anymore. That said, who would you have as the next head coach as the Spurs? I don't know if she still works for them, but I know.
Maybe him there.
And then Tim has a role with the team too, right?
Tim stepped down from that role for the season. He kind of didn't want to do it no more.
So I think she should honestly take over.
Me personally, I wouldn't have a problem with Becky Hammon as the Spurs' next head coach, but I just feel like you're gonna have those fans out there.
You're always gonna have those fans out there. Which, first of all, if you're one of those type of fans who are like women don't belong in sports, that's all I gotta say to you.
Ozzy Flexes is one more watch.
What's up?
Ozzy Flexes is one more watch.
This was a Christmas gift, buddy. Sorry, I can't afford Rolex. We don't get paid for the podcast yet.
But yeah, so me personally, I don't know who the next coach of the Spurs will be. Should Pop step down? But even before we did this podcast, I've been saying it for like the past couple years.
You have been saying it for
Pop
the past
doesn't care no more. Yes, granted, when your wife passes your life isn't going to be
take
the
a
same.
toll.
Yeah.
But that said, not to rush you, but we are starting to run out of time here.
So basically, between Spurs and Memphis, I honestly say San Antonio because besides John Morant, who does Memphis really have?
True. And what's the last playing game? Or last couple?
That was the last playing game for the West. So,
Okay.
kind of staying with the NBA a little bit before we get into the other big basketball news. MVP frontrunner this year, in my opinion, is going to be kind of weird because the last time a big man won MVP, I believe it was either David Robinson or Hakeem Olajuwon back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So, by all speculations, if Steph, CP3, or even Luka just balls out the next couple of games, it's between Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid. Who would you say is your MVP pick and why? Jokic?
I think he's provided, not taking anything away from Joel Embiid, but I think the 76ers have more talent and more of a supporting cast surrounding them to where the pressure is taken off Embiid, whereas Jokic doesn't have as much star power around him. Yeah, you got some talented guys on that roster.
I mean, Jamal Murray's kind of up there in star power, but yet...
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying with, like, the 76ers.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, both
Simmons.
teams have, good supporting cast. But you would say Jokic?
I say Jokic.
All right, I'll go with that. You know who J. Cole is, right?
Yeah, the rapper.
I'm sure y'all know who J. Cole is. You a fan of his music?
I am a fan of his music. I don't believe you are, though, but that's okay. We are entitled to our own opinions.
Yeah, honestly nothing against God, but I'm honestly not a J. Cole fan. Someone's gonna probably flame me in the
Hashtag
comments.
cancel Jalen T. Luna. Get it trending on Twitter. I'm kidding. Life is like a box of chocolates,
Man,
Jalen.
nah. I got some coworkers that might be trying to hit on, bro. So chill out. They probably ain't even gonna watch this until I'm like this with them, damn near. But yeah. So J. Cole, apparently he's a pretty good basketball player. He has signed with the BBC League in Africa. That's what it's called. Before you get any dirty feelings.
We are children.
He
We
signed,
are farmers. Bum, da, dum, 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 dum,
he
dum.
signed with the Rwanda Patriots of the BBC League in
Rwanda
Africa.
forever.
I know a lot of. A lot of people were kind of wondering,
What his next move was going to be. He does have an album coming soon.
we don't care about that. Lil Baby's dropping an album with.
Nobody cares about Lil Baby.
Lil
Wow,
Baby
wow.
dropping,
Boo hoo,
Lil
give
Durk
me a
album
bottle.
month. But
Not even top 50 in the game. Get out of here with that BS.
right, he's top 2. He ain't number 2.
He ain't definitely number 2. You can take your irrelevant opinion and get out of my house with that BS. Get back here. We got a podcast to finish. Trust me, I want to go too. I got plans, but...
Oh yeah, I know. We trying to rush this podcast.
Sir, I have a girlfriend I need to talk to.
Yes, I know, but you can call her when we are done with our business obligations.
No.
All right. Whenever we take off, are you gonna cancel shooting sets?
No, I'm gonna work around my schedule.
All right, bet. We'll cross that bridge when it happens. But yeah, just
Obviously,
wrapping it up.
I'm just gonna get her on the podcast and
Wrapping
be
it
like,
up. How do you feel about J. Cole finally becoming a professional basketball player?
Cole World, baby. J. Cole in 6. That's all I gotta say about that.
All I have to say about it is it'll definitely be interesting to see how his game transitions to the pros compared to like pickup leagues. Also, I know Master P. He was a professional basketball player for a little bit. I mean, that's all I gotta say. I mean, going off of my favorite rappers who try to hoop, Travis's jumper is terrible. Jack Harlow can actually hoop.
Yes,
Lil
Jack
Baby
Harlow.
can make a free throw to save his life.
Jack Harlow can hoop. I will give him that. But that said, you're missing a key piece of basketball news there, Brody.
Yes, the Hall of Fame
Hall of
ceremony is
Fame
this week.
ceremony is this week, and we have my personal favorite basketball player of all time, the late great Kobe Bryant, being inducted. We have Jalen's favorite basketball player of all time. I am correct in that statement, right?
Yes.
Tim Duncan is going into the Hall as well, and I believe the third inductee is Kevin Garnett. Yes. So it's going to be nice to see. Obviously, the sad takeaway from that is Kobe's Hall of Fame, because of the tragic event, may overshadow the other two inductees. That's not taking nothing away from the other two competitors.
I'm going to say this in the most respectful way possible. His induction is going to overshadow Duncan's and Garnett's, and he honestly has every right to do so. Granted, what happened to Kobe is still tragic because it was literally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
here's my thing
it's
before
still
you
gonna
finish that.
overshadow.
Yes, I feel like they should have made, and you can disagree with me here if you want, they should have made Kobe's induction like a separate thing altogether. That way to not take away from any of the other inductees. I get that it's an all-time thing for like the best of the best in the basketball world. But like you said, and I agree, it is going to overshadow the other two inductees' Hall of Fame.
I feel like it shouldn't have been, have Kobe's one day and then have Timmy and KG the next. Only because, not from my standpoint, but yeah, you're going to have those fans be like, oh, why does Kobe get to have a separate Hall of Fame induction? There's going to be people like
True. The thing that sucks with Kobe's induction, though, is
obviously he ain't gonna be here to give his Hall of Fame.
He's not gonna be here to give his Hall of Fame speech, and that's something I knew that was coming, but I don't think I was ready for that moment, and it's like just starting to hit me now, and it still sucks, man. Like that's something like I was telling my girlfriend not too long ago, and some other people. Like I've told you this before as well. Kobe's death is something that I'm never gonna get over.
That's the way it's going to be for probably every Lakers and Kobe fan there is. Because even I've said it before, yes, I wasn't a fan of him as a player, but the way his status is, not just here in the States, but like overseas, how in China he's damn near a god to so many fans over there.
Yes.
So, kind of for a fun segment, kind of,
There's one more thing I want to talk about. We got a bit of time.
Oh, no, we got time.
You're not wearing a hat, but you seen what that boy Jake Paul did to Floyd Mayweather? He took.
Got your hat.
Ooh. Damn. Give me that back. My hairline's exposed.
I know.
But that said, Floyd Mayweather is fighting Logan Paul, June 6th in Miami, Florida. Co-host Jalen, what do you think of this event?
I've never been a Floyd Mayweather fan a day of my life, but me and so many other people will be joining the bandwagon for one night and one night only, unless he ends up fighting Jake. I hope Floyd Mayweather beats his ass.
He's fighting Logan.
Yeah, I hope he beats Logan's ass.
Yes, and obviously I will give Logan Paul this. He has matured a lot more since the controversial video that surfaced on YouTube. We're not going to talk about what it is because I'm not trying to get banned from said platform. But his brother still has the mentality of a fighter.
His brother has turned into a cocky, arrogant douchebag that has made him public enemy #1.
Sounds like co-host Jalen. Nah, I'm playing. But I'm a fan of Floyd. When Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather had their bout many years ago.
That rigged BS.
Oh, I have to, just because you know who I was rooting for in that. But that said, I feel like this is a redundant question to even ask, but who do you got in this matchup and why?
I got Floyd beating Logan Paul's ass, and then when he's done, he's going to say something like, Jake Paul, you're next.
I feel it. I also have Money Mayweather in this situation because honestly...
But it's still a Team Pac-Man all day, though.
Not for me. It's Mayweather Productions over here.
All right, so...
With that said, what do we have for our fun segment tonight, co-host Jalen?
So this counts as something that I just thought of out of the blue.
Don't let him lie to you. He thought of it in the shower while listening to Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
Sir, what you do in your free time, I don't want to know. As we all know, we have our favorite athletes. But who's one athlete that you root for that nobody would really think that you go for? And this isn't obviously no one that plays for our teams, no one that went to our colleges, just some random athlete that you basically who's someone that you go for that I didn't know that you were just a fan of. Like straight up, I didn't know you was a fan of. Yeah, I got thinking now, huh?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Hmm?
Interesting. Why are you a fan of Tyreek Hill?
I mean, yeah, he plays for the Chiefs and whatnot, but man's a beast receiver. He has phenomenal speed. I admire the way he plays the game. He is one of the best receivers in the NFL.
All right. And so, kind of for mine, you probably have heard me in the past talk about this guy, but I somewhat have been an Andrew McCutchen fan really for a while. When I got into baseball, obviously, I'm a Yankees fan. I'm going to the Yankees game next week in Dallas against the Rangers, so...
Go Rangers.
I hope the Yankees beat that ass, which they probably will.
Go Rangers.
But, yeah, so when I started following baseball, it was kind of one of those as I was learning. That's when Andrew McCutchen was elite. That's when he won his MVP in Pittsburgh. Obviously, he had stops in San Francisco. He played for the Yankees for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get his jersey shirt, but I never got the opportunity. And now he plays for the Phillies. That's one of those guys that I kind of just picked to go for. And even though, if I'm being honest, he's not as elite as he used to be, that's still one of the players that I like to follow every now and then. Obviously, I'm not a Phillies fan, but it's one of those, hey, I like this guy. I go for him. I'm kind of the same way still with Andrew Wiggins. I'm not rah-rah about him like how I used to.
As far as basketball goes, NBA-wise, I think my go-to guy would probably be Jimmy Butler. With that said, do you have any final PSAs you want to tell the audience?
No, not really, if I'm being honest. Nothing has really happened that people haven't really heard of.
True. Treat other people how you want to be treated, and I think
Derek.
that's... Maybe I want to be treated like shit sometimes.
Bet.
I'm kidding.
Nah.
But that said, hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them.
What if you stink?
Sir, this is $120-something clone.
Oh, are you cool?
The one with a girlfriend.
Again,
Humble, buddy. Remain humble. That said, hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them. This has been the Little Einsteins podcast. Signing off. This has been the WhattaPlay podcast signing off for the night.
Make sure you guys comment,
subscribe, drop.
Be sure to share the video. Like I say, we don't know if y'all know somebody in a high place who may come across our stuff and try to hit us up. So one of y'all can be.
But if you do,
one person that can put us on.
Mm-hmm. But if you do and you're holding out, Vanilla Bean's coming for your kneecaps.
Yeah, something with him and kneecaps.
I don't know. But all right, y'all stay safe.